Hi, you're welcome to my YouTube channel once again. We're going to talk about mating systems in pigs. Uh, so don't go away, stay on the channel. So here we're going to see different mating systems that farmers use because you believe that different farmers use different systems. So here we're going to see specifically three methods of mating systems that we use at our farms. We have pen mating, we also have hand mating, we also have artificial insemination. So we are going to discuss briefly and see what is involved in those methods. First, I will talk about pen mating. Pen mating, this is the process where you bring boers and the females in the same pen for a designated period. And this period is usually 21 to 42 days, and it is unsupervised mating process. Here you don't need to be there and supervise the process. So that is what we call pen mating. It's a matter of just bringing the boers and the females in the same pen for that period, and the boers will do the work. So farmers that are doing that, that's what we call pen mating. And of course, as you know, that every method has its own advantages and disadvantages. So we are going to see why people prefer using pen mating and other prefer using hand mating. So we're going to see some of the advantages in pen mating. Here, you don't need to be there and supervise the process. There is less labor. So we don't expect you to put the boers together and you be there, because the boers will do the work for themselves. So it is okay with labor. It has less labor compared to other methods. Another advantage that we get here in pen mating, there is no heat checking needed here, because the boers will do it by themselves. So that's what I find comfortable in pen mating. It also has some problems like injuries. These females are always injured during mating, and the reason why they are always injured is that too many boers are in the same pen. So when the first female stands for mating, being mounted excessively increases the risk that females will experience muscle tears, fractures, and even spinal cord injuries due to that pressure that the boas put on them. So you find these females, they are getting injuries that cause them problems. And you find as a farmer, you're spending a lot of money bringing the treatment for the pigs. And also here there is no individual breeding records taken. Remember, here in pen mating, you're not available, you're not there to supervise and see the process. So you find you have no records for our use at the farm. So there is no individual record keepings here since it is not supervised. Our second method here is hand mating. And hand mating, this is where the boas are housed separately from the females, and they are brought when it is time for mating only. So you find the boas are put in their pens and they stay there, they don't mix with the females, and they are brought when it is time for mating only. So that is what we call hand mating. And the advantage of this hand mating is that following dates are recorded, which is not in pen mating, because you're there, you know the time that these pigs are mating. So you will record and you keep it to help you in the future. Another good thing with hand mating, there are no injuries like the way we have seen in pen mating. Here you're there to supervise the process, and you will always control the boas not to hurt the females. So there is no injuries in hand mating. Also, what we find here in hand mating, it controls unwanted mating. You find in pen mating, the boas, like, they can mate at any time they want, but here in hand mating, it's different. So that is also a very nice advantage that we find in hand mating. But of course, it also has some disadvantages, like more labor is needed here, because you need to be there and you supervise the whole process. So it needs more labor. So you need to tell your people at the farm to always be there and supervise the process. Also, it needs heat checking. So you need to be with some skills to check whether the females are on heat, which is not in pen mating. In pen mating, the boas do it themselves. They will find out that so and so is ready for mating. But when it comes to hand mating, it is you to find out that this sow is ready for mating or this one is not ready. So it needs you to be with some heat checking skills. It also requires more breeding pens, which is also not in pen mating. Here you need to put more breeding pens, and it is a bit expensive. You find you're going to construct more and more pens for breeding, and most of the times it will require a lot of money to do that. So those are the few disadvantages that I find in hand mating. And when we come to artificial insemination, here this is where we collect semen from the boas, and it is pressed into female's reproductive tract. Here you also need to be there yourself and you do that process. Meaning here the boas don't mix with the females. So it is you to go and collect the semen and you bring it into the female's reproductive tract. And so the advantage we find in artificial insemination is that it is good at controlling diseases. It is the best in disease control. Remember here the semen is well cared for, and they make sure there is nothing like infection in the semen. So it is good in disease control. Also, here when we do artificial insemination, it requires least bore power. Like the bore does not do a lot of work. It's you to do most of the work. You go and collect the semen and you bring it. Also, another advantage that we find in artificial insemination is that it is the best use of superior bores. Here you will choose the bores that you want. You will get the semen from the best bores that you feel you want them to give you the breed, which is not in other methods. But also it also has some problems, like it needs someone to be with skills to do that process. Not everyone can do the semen collection from the bores, so it needs someone with some skills. Also, it will need labor. You need people to be there and do the whole process. So that is what we find in artificial insemination. So it is always good as a farmer to know what you're going to use. You can either use pen mating or hand mating or artificial insemination. But like me, I would prefer hand mating because it makes work a bit easy, and it will give you clear information compared to other methods. Because here in hand mating you find you will be with farrowing dates recorded, and this will make you prepare yourself for the newborn piglets, which is not in pen mating, because you're not there. You don't know how many females are pregnant, so you will just wait for the results, and this will not make you be ready for the new born piglets. So it's up to you farmers to decide on what to use and see the method that is comfortable with you, that is not going to give you stress, and that's it. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click on the notification bell for you to always be updated whenever I upload for you new videos. So thank you for watching. Stay on the channel and see you in the next video. Thank you.